So hey guys, today we are going to learn about file handling in Node, okay? And we are going to learn this by doing, okay? We will solve all this question here and we will learn, okay? So now, at first if I will say you what is file handling, then you might have different answer for that, okay? But here, one of the simplest answer which you can say is, okay, file handling simply means using our program, okay, in order to create file, in order to delete a file, in order to append in that file, okay. So here my default terminal is like PowerShell, but I want to use command prompt. Just delete this PowerShell, okay, because we are doing it in where we are doing it in Node, okay. So I will just write npm init -y. Here my package.json will be formed. After that, okay, what I should do, I will create a file name file.js, okay. So now we will import something, okay, and if you are going to use import, then there is one special thing, guys, that you should know, that is common.js should not be used there. Just write there module and save it. So here we are going to import what? Import a file system module, okay. What we are importing? Import a file system module. And you cannot just import. What you should do, you should give this name as well. So I am going to name it as fs, okay, from. So I am naming it as fs, but I can name it as anything, but I find it comfortable when its name is like fs, so I am just using fs for it. So our first question, create a file name student.txt and write iOS is learning mon inside it. So what is the file which we want to create? If you want to create a file which is not there, then just write file, okay. You have to create a file named student.txt. Student.txt is just now created, okay. So now we have to write something inside it, that is iOS is learning mon, okay. Something which you want to write, okay, you will just write after creation, okay. So now here what we write, iOS is learning, just learning mon, okay. Wow, I see, so a wonderful student, he is learning mon. And this operation, guys, this operation will take some time. No, it will take some time or not, it will take some time, okay. So for that reason, what we will do, we will just use error, okay. So whenever we do this operation, okay, if there is any error, then what we can do, if there is any error, then we can just print that error, okay. So easy, we can just print that error in our console. So easy, okay. Now else if there is no error, then we will write our file has been created, okay. So as I run this, and if this thing will run, then what will happen is like my file has been created, okay. So now I will do this node file.js. So our file has been created, has been run, okay. So this, okay, this function which you use, it is also used to execute the time, okay, which took us, okay. So this function is quite important. And now here you can see student.txt has been created, and what we have written inside student, iOS is learning mon. So iOS is learning mon is also there. So now, okay, this thing, after this thing has been created, our first question has successfully been solved, okay. So now we will move to our next question, that is read a file, read the components of file.txt and display the data in the console, okay. So this time what name I want to use, I can use any name, but I want to use file system, because if I will use the same name again and again, then it will be boring, no. So just use file system, okay. File system dot, what is the operation saying to us? It is saying to us to read a file. So I will just go there, read file, and what is the name of the file that I want to read? That is student.txt, that is this file student.txt. So we should specify the location student.txt, okay. Here is one important concept which you will learn, okay. So now this reading will take some time, no. So function error, we will just our spelling of function is wrong, guys. We are not AI, we can do some mistakes. Console.log, if something happens here, then if error happens here, then what we can do, we can just show that error. Okay guys, and if nothing happens here, then our thing has been successfully executed. Wow. So now guys, so I will run this now. Okay, so there is some error here. Okay, what is the error? I have not seen it, but I will see it definitely. So node file.js, okay, there is saying no such file directory. Okay, students.txt. okay, now there is one mistake. We have created the file name student.txt but students.txt. so is there a file called student.txt, students.txt? no, there is no file. So error has been shown to us. So if error, it has said no, because an error got generated here, so it has shown us error. Okay, so this function is also important in showing us error. Okay, that is one thing which I wanted you to learn from my mistake. Node, if I'll just write node file.js, now our thing has been successfully executed, as printed. So simply means that our file, we are successfully in writing our file. But what the question is saying, the question is saying display the data in the console, but in the console we have not shown any data. So what we will do, every data which is here, okay, we will store that data into a file called data. Okay, we can use any name for it, but I want to, but it will be written after error, and just say it as data something. Okay, I like the name data something. So now, okay, data something. Okay, now every information which is here, it has been stored here in data something, and it will be printed in data something here. So I will save it and node file.js. okay, so now it is giving us number. Okay, so our computer gives us number when we do read file. So in order to not use that number, okay, or in order to not do that type of number stuffs, we want to know what, who can understand this number is A, this number is B, who can understand that? Am I AI? Even AI cannot. ctrl as if I will do, then node file.js, then we have converted that to English. So utf/8 is important. Now I will just emit it. Okay, next question. Append. Today I learned Node.js file handling to the student. Okay, so now import fs from file system. Fs, you can name it anything. I have said to you fs dot, I will write file, do write file. I will use student.txt. I will just write function error. Okay, and I will write console.log. If error, then I will show error. If nothing, then no error. So here in student.txt file, iOS is learning something is getting printed. Okay, but in the second position, if I will write here human empowerment, guys, human empowerment, iOS is learning something. Okay, we will change the gender. Okay, now, and we will save this thing, human empowerment, guys, node file.js. okay, it is showing us error. Okay, so here, okay, it is not showing us actual error, but if the if it got successful, then I have set it to print the error message. Okay, it is showing that only. So as you can see here, if we do file.js, and now this thing is practically executed. If we will go to student.txt, iOS is learning something, but where is iOS is learning something? iOS is learning something have been disappeared. Okay, so what does write file does? it disappears the stuffs and write something new in it. So we do not want that. Okay, we need iOS is learning something as well. Okay, so for that reason, what we do, instead of write file, we will use append file, and we will change the line here, just say this, and we will do men empowerment. Why to empower women only? Empower some men as well, bro. So if I will do this, and if I will just click on it, now will the thing which was there, student txt, will it get disappeared? Now I will check. No, the thing has not been disappeared and new thing has been. Okay, so what does write file does is it disappears every stuff which was there previously. Okay, and what append file does is there is the stuffs which were there. Okay, so it will not disappear that stuff, but it will add some new stuffs. Okay, so my question to you is, do this. Okay, do this 3 number by yourself. I have given you one example, you can use that and do it. Okay, if you will not do it, then you will never learn coding. Okay, so rename student.txt to MERN student.txt. Okay, so we need to rename, guys. Now if you need to remain, I will just use rename from fs. Okay, but I can name it anything. Okay, but I am using rename. Okay, why do I use rename? Okay, it is quite odd. I will use file system, and what I will do, I will write file system dot rename. Okay, and what I want to rename. Okay, what is the name which I want to rename? I do not like this name students.txt, but we have student.txt name. Okay, so student.txt, whatever name there is of student.txt, we have just given it. And now guys, MERN student.txt. okay, this name is quite fascinating, MERN student.txt. okay, and during this execution sometime it will take, no, so if there will be any error, then we should see the error. Okay, error is the worst thing which can be there in programming, in my opinion. Okay, but it can be the best thing as well, because it teaches us many things. If there is else, then we will do console.log renamed successfully. Guys, which condition will be run here? Now we will check node file.js renamed successfully. Yes, so as this condition has been run, it means that this function has been executed and our student.txt file is now renamed into MERN student.txt. Okay, so our question number 4 is also solved, and I think you have learned about file system.rename in a good way. So now next question, delete a file, delete MERN students.txt using Node.js. So in order to delete a file, okay, what do? We use on link. Okay, so here what is the file which we are deleting? Okay, that is also important. Now I want to change the name. Why to write the name constant? Okay, I will write fs dot unlink. Okay, so what is the name which what is the file which you want to delete? MERN students.txt. the question is saying what? It is saying MERN students.txt, delete it. Okay, we do not need it. And if any error will be there, what we will do? If any error will be there, what will we do, students? If error is there, log error, guys, error, else console.log no error. I will make a error here. Okay, guys, to make you understand. Okay, here if I will just do MERN student.txt, because this file never exists. Okay, so this function will never run, and this above one condition will be run. Okay, so now I will try to run it, node file.js. okay, because it has our error, so it is showing us error. Okay, so if you want to know what error is that, okay, the error is this type of a file MERN student.txt does not exist, because students.txt exists. Okay, so we will just print error. Okay, so now if you will just do it, then you can see which error is that. Okay, so many people get confused about why this function has actually been used. Okay, so for that reason only. So here you can see, you can read the error, that is no such file or directory actually exists. Okay, so now we will give the actual name, that is students. So now I will we will just node, okay, do file.js, no error. It means, okay, it means mon student.txt is finally deleted, okay, and 5 of the question is solved. Guys, it takes a long time to make this video. Please like, please comment on it, please subscribe, it helps my channel, okay.